From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, time now for another edition of The Horse's Mouth here on Buzz TV at Tommy Max, of course, at my bar. Brought to you by the Heritage Capital Group and by Farther. This time around, we're talking a little law, we're talking a little authors, some books, some punting, some mortgages. We've got old friends, new friends. Man, everybody welcome at my bar. Let's welcome in the panel. We'll start with Jeremy Friedman. Hey, Jeremy.
Nice to
from
meet
the
you.
Downs Law Group.
Nice
All
to meet
right,
you.
you're an attorney, so
I am.
you lead it off today.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I've been an attorney now for about 24 years at this firm.
Okay, wow.
Started in from Miami. Our main office is in Miami, the Downs Law Group. We're kind of a full-service law firm. I moved up to Jacksonville basically because I just love the area. My wife and family love the area, and so I had opened up a local office here. I do commercial litigation. I'm the managing director of the commercial litigation division.
Okay.
I also
Contracts, things like that?
do contracts, and something that we've been focusing on a lot lately in the last 5 to 10 years are defamation claims.
Oh.
And defamation claims where somebody is going to go ahead and makes a false statement about you and publishes it improperly. So we represent the individuals that have been wronged and been damaged as a result of that.
Do you like go after people on Twitter and stuff like that? Because they do that.
Well, you know
I'm being somewhat facetious,
no, it's true though. But
amazing.
social media has absolutely killed. It just kills so many people because they feel they can say anything and they can get in trouble for that. So
yeah.
But so we've been doing that for
Good
a long
for you.
time.
Staying busy, man.
Absolutely.
How do you like Jayville? I know you moved up from Miami.
Absolutely love it.
Good for you.
We think it's the best move we could ever possibly
It's
make.
the best place.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about it. Let's talk to one of the natives for Greg Coleman, former NFL punter and first African-American punter in the NFL and now an author. Greg, welcome to the show.
Thank
It's an honor, man.
It's great to be here, man. You know, everybody's talking football.
Yeah.
Jack's got a big weekend.
Yeah.
I think it's your alumni weekend.
It
I'm
is.
getting back to Minneapolis.
do you guys
as soon
have
as
it
we're
this
done.
week?
Yeah, this
Oh,
weekend. So
nice.
get a chance. We got about 125 guys coming in.
Very cool.
So it's going to be great to see some of those old friends.
You look back in your career, I mean, 12-year career, three different teams, but just what an honor to be able to play.
You know, I fooled them. You know, growing up here in Jacksonville, I started kicking pop cans. I cut the bottom out of a beer can, made my own homemade tea. I should have had a patent attorney.
Yeah, right.
And started kicking balls over the fences and the houses, and pretty soon I figured out it was pretty special. But I saw a game between the Baltimore Colts. They were playing at Old Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
Cold, muddy, bloody. Everybody with dirty uniforms. One guy walked out with a clean uniform on. That was a punter.
Yeah.
He went out and he kicked. He walked back to the sideline. I said, "That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do."
That's so cool. That's so cool. Real quick, I was with my mom the other day. She's 92, going through some things, and we were watching the Minnesota-Atlanta game where Minnesota came back, and she goes, "Oh yeah, Minnesota." I said, "Mom, do you remember the Purple People Eater?" She's like, "I remember the Purple." I was like, "That was such a great nickname." Tell us about the book. You got Punt. Flip the Field by Greg Coleman.
Well, that was my job as a punter, to flip the field, to get our team out of harm's way, put the opponent in a tough position. I teach you how to stretch mentally. I teach you how to punt mentally. The acronyms: punt, push through obstacles, understand your strengths, navigate through the crap of life, which we all go through, and then take calculated risks. So these were some things that I learned, some principles, some rituals as a punter. If you do those in life, if you practice some of these rituals and habits, you too will be able to flip the field. You say, who's the ideal audience? Well, if you are a student, an athlete, a business professional, or a mom, anybody who has had to overcome obstacles. I was a hurdler as well.
Wow.
So life is full of obstacles.
That's right.
Once you get over one obstacle, you got to run like crap in between. Enjoy the run. Enjoy the journey, because another obstacle is going to come.
No doubt.
In this series of overcoming obstacles, there's some stories, some metaphors, some things that I grew up here in the city. We're over at the what is called Everbank Stadium. Looking out over that field. And when I was a little shorty, we had a Little League football team, and we were city champions. And every city champ was to play in the Gator Bowl.
The Gator Bowl, right.
We go out. Coaches come back and say, "Greg, I'm sorry, we can't play." Tells the team we can't play. And you got to remember the time and the climate that we were talking about, late 60s, early 70s.
Sure.
He came back and said, "We can't play because the coach doesn't want to play a bunch of N-words."
Oh.
So on that Little League football team was the first African-American punter in the National Football League. the first and second black quarterback at the University of Florida, Don Gaffney and Terry LeCount.
Yes.
There were 3 other guys that put on NFL uniforms.
Unbelievable.
17 of us went to college, a doctor and 2 lawyers, off of one little football team out of north side of Jacksonville. So don't be don't be labeled. Overcome what you've been labeled.
That's right.
You're not what the label says that you are.
That's right.
You're not the mistake that you made.
You're right.
Anybody has the ability to overcome it. It's a mindset.
Yeah.
You got to have that mindset to flip the field.
Yeah, sports is business is life, as we say here on the Horse's Mouth. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Tom, thanks for bringing Greg in, man. Absolutely. I know you're fired up.
Well, I met Greg and his wife, Eleanor. They walked into my office, and they needed financing for their house. And Eleanor was a little stressed. Greg was a little stressed, and they sat down in front of me.
I wasn't stressed, man. I was cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You were sitting in that chair, flying in formation with Eleanor, and Eleanor was looking at me like, you have to make this happen.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I said, we have a plan. We can make this go.
Love it.
And I fell in love with both of them.
That's great.
And we sat in there for 2.5 hours. And when I fell in love with Greg and Eleanor as great humans, the mortgage part was a great way to introduce ourselves. But Greg Coleman, Eleanor Coleman, don't judge the book by its cover.
That's right.
Let me tell you something. The depth of this man and his wife is incredible. They've helped change me. And for that, I'll always love you. And glad to have you on the show.
Right back at you, man.
That's
Great
awesome.
to be here.
That's right.
That's right.
I love
So
it.
anyway.
Well, let's talk to another author, shall we? Deen Ferrel is here.
Hey, how you
from
doing?
Cryptic Spaces. Tell us about the book, Deen. Is this your first book, or how many books have you
No,
written?
actually, I have 6 books out. The 5th book on the Cryptic Spaces series comes out next week, and that's the final book.
Okay.
Brilliant young mathematician, beautiful world-famous violinist. They get sucked into a clandestine organization with time travel technology. They're probing myths and mysteries like the pyramids and the Loch Ness Monster and, and zombies. And they find some things in the time grid that they didn't anticipate that could actually affect the entire multiverse.
Wow,
So,
no kidding.
Yeah,
wow,
wow.
do you sleep at night? That's got to keep you up all night long thinking about
I
that
have
stuff.
lots of things going on in my head, but I love what Greg was saying. And I would have loved to have been a football player. God didn't give me quite as much height and breadth.
Or the length.
But I get to write about that in my book, and I love that's why I write. I write about things that we live in a beautiful, fascinating world, and too much of the time I think we focus on the dark and the negative side,
I agree.
and yet if we focused more on the beauty, on the magic, on the wonder of our world, then we would be able to perhaps be more peaceful, be less angry, be able to enjoy life more. And that's why I write. I want to give hope.
Beautiful.
I want to help.
That's exactly what this book is. It's about hoping, trusting, and believing.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that.
Well, great to have you all on. Best of luck, no doubt. Mine starts from up above, and then the rest I'm taking over. So great to have you. Thanks so much. Hey, check out their great profiles at iwannabuzz.com. You'll see this conversation. You'll see many others. And just like these fine gentlemen, man, you have a spot at my bar no matter what you're doing out there. So please sign up when you can. Until next time, y'all stay safe and be cool out there. We'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
Cheers.
The team at Heritage Capital Group is special because it's a collection of people across the spectrum.
We have people who have been in the shoes of owners that are looking to buy and sell, and professionals that have executed transactions helping buy and sell companies for decades.
I think when you talk to us, see what our experience is, see what our skills are, see the reach that we have, you'll be very happy with the recommendation.